Why did you pick here? You stuck with it? What do you want to be when you grow up? Don't know yet? Is that normal? Yes. I still don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up. So, man, Jordan Hoodie, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know.
Don't know. All right, that's good. That's normal. Perfect. How about you, my man?
I'm an animator.
Who?
An animator.
An animator. I like it. Very cool. So do you draw a lot? Do you, I guess drawing, you do it on the computer, right? So, very cool. All right. So he wants to be an animator. Here's what's going to happen. As we all grow up, and you're going to listen to a bunch of old people like me that you're like, oh yeah, whatever. We tend to lose what we know we want out of life as we get older. So your head, what's your name, bud? What's your name?
Juan.
Juan? So Juan, in your gut right now, you're like, I want to be an animator. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be the best at it, right? Right? In his gut, he knows what he wants out of life. You all do too. You know deep down what you would love to do with the rest of your life. As we get older, we start to think with our head too much, and you get too logical. So you start talking yourself like, well, I can't be an animator. Come on. That's just a childish dream, right? And then your heart, you get too emotional. Because too, you have adults like myself, they're like, oh, Juan, animator, that's gonna be tough. You know, because again, your teachers, your coaches, your family, we don't want you to have to suffer through the pain that we did growing up when it comes to getting rejected and having to work extremely hard just to have things not work out. Does that make sense? You ever tried something and failed? Raise your hand. You ever tried something and failed? Like the first time you tried to walk when you were a baby, did you walk? Were you like immediately into running, or maybe you fell? I got a 9-month-old right now. Every time he stands up, falls down, gets back down, stands up. So again, like I said, as we get older, we start to be taught that failing is bad. Failing is good. Failing teaches you how to be a better animator. That makes sense? So, until a lot of times your friends and family, you don't want to disappoint them, right? So if my grandmother was in tears when I graduated college, said, hey, I'm gonna go into business. And it was in her kitchen. I remember, in my grandma's kitchen. And I told her, I was so excited, I'm just gonna chase my dream, Grandma. And she started crying. And I'm like, this is not the reaction I was going for. She did not want me to have to go through the rough life that she had growing. She was picking cotton in Tennessee when she was growing up. So she wanted me to have everything easy, okay? The reality is nothing's ever gonna be easy. Life gets easier when you're following your dreams and you work for it, you got some time under your belt. But don't take it personal when, you know, who's a family member or a friend that's close to you that you trust? Nobody? All right. You trust your teacher? Yeah, she's the best. So people are gonna come along and say, Juan, don't be an animator. Or they'll start be like my grandma and cry when you tell them, pursuing my dreams, I'm going for it. The reality is, Juan's the only Juan that he'll ever need. Okay? It's up to, right? Because who's got to work to be an animator? You. Who has to make calls and, well, I don't know, send texts or DMs or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows if we'll use the phone anymore, but if you want it bad enough, you'll get it, right? So that's what I'm trying to get across to all of you. Hopefully, if there's one thing, I want you to get one thing out of today. Can you promise me that? You repeat after me. I promise. Come on, wait, come on. It's Friday, come on. Repeat after me. I forgot what I was going to say already. I promise to learn one thing and put it into action. All right, thank you. And that's so I don't cry. All right, is that fair? So thank you, Juan, for being that. So does everybody understand what I'm saying? Is you're going to have a time in your life where whatever career you do want to pursue, whatever dream you do have, there's going to be more people telling you you can't do it than people that tell you you can. So I hope that you remember this moment that I'm here to say, if, and I'll go a little deeper into it, if you work hard enough, if you love others enough, and you take care of other people in the pursuit of your dreams, and you take pride in both those things, you will win. It's going to take time. Life takes a lot of time. Hopefully you have a lot of time left. Okay? All right, that's my initial rant. So my name is James Schleicher. I'm with Team IBB. IBB stands for I've Been Burned. And basically, our families got taken advantage of in our industry. So I didn't know that going in. I graduated from Willoughby South. And the reality was I wanted to be a teacher because I really wanted to coach track. So my life revolved around running track. So my grades were good enough to where coaches left me alone, teachers left me alone, family members left me alone. Anybody do that? You get good enough grades just to get so people leave you alone? Yeah, Sophia's on it, okay. Make it a point to try and excel in the classroom because everything you turn in is a job interview. So repeat after me. Everything I turn in.
Everything I turn in
Is a job interview.
is a job interview.
Anybody want to take a guess of why that is? Go ahead. They look back at your records. So, I need to get your official teacher name.
Mrs. Law.
Mrs. Law.
Law.
That's sweet. Long or Law?
Law. L-E-W.
Law. Love it. That's a sweet name. Wish my teachers were Mrs. Law. So Mrs. Law, fast forward 10 years, and you come back here. You're like, Mrs. Law, I have this dream job. I want to be an animator. And they said, all I got to do is get approval from Mrs. Law that I'm a great animator. So, time out. If you're a great animator, who cares? There's tons of great animators. If one's a great human being, that's what matters. Because you have to work with other people, right? And if I'm your boss, do I want to have to worry about chasing Juan around and be like, hey, you're a great animator, but you're a terrible person? Probably not going to work out too well, right? I'm not saying you're a great guy. So Juan's going to go back. He's all right, no big deal. It's just my dream job. And Mrs. Law, what grade are you in now?
8th.
8th? And then you have Miss Law right now?
No.
No, okay, let's pretend. All right, I just put it, I'm sorry, slow. So let's just say you're in her class. Think of any teacher. What is the only thing that your teachers have to go off of to recommend you for your dream job? The only thing that they can say, yes, Juan's the right person for the job, or no, Juan is not. Not necessarily your grades. Okay, so like for me, like I struggled to get B's. Like I worked my tail off to get B's. Okay, I had very good friends that they did almost absolutely nothing and got straight A's, and it drove me crazy. Okay, so not necessarily the grades, but Ms. Law, would you say it's the effort?
The effort and the personality, yeah, definitely.
So if Juan, every time, no excuses, right? No excuses, say, hey, I didn't get all the answers right, I didn't really understand all the work, but here it is, I promise. Because every time you get homework, by you taking it, you're saying, I promise to bring it back tomorrow, or whatever's due, right? So if I gave you homework, does that mean you get to finish it whenever, or are you, by you taking it, be like, yes, I'm going to leave this room with this piece of paper, or whatever it is, are you promising me that you're going to bring it back completed? Okay. So Juan's got his dream job. Let's just say give me a subject that you're not even so much if you're not good at it. Give me a subject that is your least favorite.
Memory charts.
Is that
Memory charts.
memory charts?
Language arts.
Language charts. Language arts. I'm sorry. So you're too fancy for it. Language arts. We used to call it English or I don't know. Yeah. So language arts. Perfect example. Who here loves language arts? Who like excels in it? You pretty good at it? Sorry? Alright. So anyway, language arts, yeah, language arts. English was actually one of my majors in college, so it's something that, again, I hated it, but I liked being creative. I liked researching and telling us, making the mundane fun. So think about, so this is another, if you remember anything, remember this. Key to success, make the mundane fun and the fun things more fun. So things you hate, get creative, be the animator, right? Get creative and make the best out of it, because it's not going anywhere, all right? So language arts, you hate it, it's for whatever reason, it's just, you're not getting it, right? And if Mrs. Law is your language arts teacher, even if you didn't have the best homework turned in, you didn't have, but it was always completed, it was always on time, and every time Juan was like, I did my best, tell me, Mrs. Law, how I can do better. Have you ever said, Mr. and Mrs. Teacher, I've done my best? Have you ever said that? I did my best. Raise your hand, come on, everybody's, you at least said you did your best. All right, we got a couple hands, thank you. Bonus points, we got stickers? Okay. Bonus points, so, I don't think they'll actually work for college credit, let's just pretend you got bonus college credit sticker points. So, basically, you know, that's the end game, is how you treat each other is a job interview. How you act outside of school is a job interview. A big thing, so in our world, it's helped us a lot with like social media, because now you can't hide. You're a terrible human being, you can't hide it. Eventually it comes out. Now there's a lot of nonsense on social media, but the number one thing is every post you make, or whatever, is it Instagram, Snapchat? What's cool now? What's your social media of choice? Instagram. All right. Bonus college
Bonus
credit. Instagram college credit. All right. Follow her. So Instagram. So what's your name? Denati? All right. Everything that I post, is that something that her dream job has access to? Okay? So I'm telling you, I'm not here to be like, don't use social media, don't use Instagram. Just if you have to ask yourself, if you're asking yourself, you're about to hit that button, should I post this? The answer is, if you're questioning it, is it probably no? If you're going back and forth. So, again, runaway paper? Alright, cool. Have I ranted enough on that stuff? So again, it's who you are as a human being. And just because you've made mistakes in the past doesn't mean that's your destiny. Just because your life has been one way so far doesn't mean it's going to continue that way. I found out it was very difficult to pretty much kind of fly under the radar in high school. All I cared about was track. Got to college, my hip got really messed up, so track was my life. The thing my life revolved around was track, and that should not have been it. But I went to college to run track, be a teacher, found out how hard it is to be a teacher, and how much is involved, and how much that, you know, it's just, you have to be everything to everyone all the time. So if we could please give Ms. Law a round of applause real quick. Teaching is the true career choice that it takes a lot of guts to do, and a lot of heart and a lot of passion. But I got in graduated. If you graduate college, does that mean you have a job? No. No. So there are a lot of, especially in Lake County, anybody ever heard of AWT? Or manufacturing, or welding, or the trades, everybody heard of that? So what's happening is you have this kind of shift to where there is more money, and companies will hire you, train you, and pay you. There's more money in the trades because there's no one doing them. So if you decide, hey, want to be a plumber, right? I have a very good friend of mine, he's a plumber, he makes a ton of money, and he is like, everybody wants him to help them. And I call him all the time because I'm not handy, I can't fix anything. So if you want to be a plumber, and everybody else here is a business major, what chance do you have to have a job and have everything pretty much you want out of life because you have the money to back it up? Is it pretty good? If it's only you, you have no competition. Good, all right. So again, think about those things that you might be passionate about. Like, hey, I like this. Listen to your gut. Your gut always knows. How am I doing on time? Got 3 minutes? So the number one thing that I want to talk about lastly is I got into finance. What I do for a living. I'm a business owner. You have to always run your life like a business. So whatever you're doing, whether you're a teacher, plumber, animator, Instagram, social media extraordinaire, you have to run your life like a business. So the number one thing is I had $18 to my name, $50,000 student loan debt, and I was living in my grandma's basement, and she was crying that I was taking this opportunity. So things were going well for me. If you don't have money, it doesn't matter. Because there's financial capital, the money people have, and there's social capital. And that is the relationships. So right now, you all have the opportunity to build social capital. People are what is the most important thing in finance. Because I'm going next week to talk to Cleveland State University, all their graduating finance majors, and they're asking me, I don't really get this stuff, what do I do? So same thing, they're college graduates, right? They have a degree in finance, they should know this stuff, right? But again, there's a difference between what the textbook tells you and real life. Number one thing, if you want to thrive, if you want to be one of the best, I'm top 6% in the world in my industry. But it's because I treated everyone like they were my best friend in high school. I treated everyone like they were my best friend in college. I had no idea I was going to get into finance. So where you end up, a lot of times not where you thought. But if you surround yourself with good people and you're good to others, you have each other back. 10 years from now, you can call up Juan and be like, hey Juan, I'm in finance now. I know you're an awesome animator. You're making some money. Would you like to invest with me? Juan's not going to say, hey, how long you been doing this? He's going to be like, I remember in 8th grade, and you were a terrible person. No, I'm not going to invest my money, right? Or Juan's going to be like, yeah, I remember you from 8th grade. You were always nice to me. You were always nice to everybody, and you worked really hard. I would love to give you the chance to invest my money. And that is literally my secret to success, being top in the world in finance, is because it's not about the money, it's about the mission, it's about the person in front of you. Okay? So if finances, reach out to us. We're here to give you all kinds of fun stuff. I was trying today, if I talk about money and finance, all that, it's great. You want more? We'll get some Q&A. But I wanted this to revolve more around running your own life like a CEO, like a business owner, like an entrepreneur. Because whether it's finance or not, these are key fundamentals of being the best at whatever you end up doing. Go, shut. Any questions? Amen.
What's I've been burned?
Yeah, so I've been burned. Very good question. Bonus, did you get bonus IBB college credit points?
Yes.
Circling, remember talking about social capital, the relationships you make? I met a guy on a plane randomly. I was coming back from Houston. And I was talking, he just sat next to me, never met him before. Hey, how's it going? You know, again, being nice goes a long way. We start talking, he's like, yeah, I do branding for LeBron James and for Nike. And they're out of the Akron area. They just so happened to be on the same flight I was on. And he's like, what's your brand?